Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. My name is Katherine. Been Muslim for 15 and a half years, almost 16 years. I don't know, it wasn't like a singular moment. I feel like it was a lot of things building up to it. But I feel like it was just feeling at peace with that, that I had reached that decision and that I didn't feel like I would regret it or backtrack on it. And I knew that was it for me. Christian question mark? So mom was raised Catholic, light the candles, do the rosary. Father is Southern Baptist. But they never really took us to church. We went a few times to an AME Baptist church in Jersey when I lived there for a little while, but that was, I don't know, I never felt any of a connection to it though, so the journey actually starts with tragedy, moves into a bunch of crazy confusion when you're 16 years old, and then finally a kid from my school just said, hey, go, I know you're searching for God, go check out the mosque. And for me, they were able to answer all my questions, and it really just kind of all made logical sense, even at 16. So it's kind of how it worked out for me. The simplicity of it, that Islam is designed to be easy, do it to the best of your ability with what you've got. And then, of course, as you grow in knowledge, practical application, you use it, you apply it to your life. And then just the diversity of it, honestly. There isn't any one set group of people that practices. It's not just Arabs or Malaysians or, Texans or whatever. It's meant for everybody. And I feel like that universal message is just really beautiful. It doesn't single anybody out. Actually, I went to Umrah earlier this year, in end of February of 2020, and it was amazing. I remember being on the bus and we were driving through Medina, just trying to get to the hotel. It's 3 blocks away from Masjid Nabawi, and you can see the minarets, and it's all lit up at 3 a.m. So beautiful. Me and a couple other girls, we got all misty-eyed, and then you get in there and you see the carpets, and you feel such a serenity, such a calmness, and you feel so welcome. Even though you don't speak the language, you don't know anybody, you just feel so welcome. And it's you can just feel the love of Rasulullah emanating from there still. It's beautiful. Growing in knowledge. Single mom, 2 kids, fostering a third, you gotta find time just for yourself to be able to breathe. I really didn't start fully practicing my Islam until I was probably 22 is where I really started the uphill battle. But finding the resources for knowledge when you're working on a single income and you can't afford an $800 tajweed course, or you can't afford to travel to Medina or any of the other universities. So for me, that was my greatest struggle, was just trying to grow. Honestly, my greatest difficulty has been with my family, and that was just becoming a full-time hijabi about 6 years ago. My father has made every excuse for why I shouldn't wear it, and I should take it off for job interviews, and it's not required. And I always tell him, thank you for helping me learn my religion a little bit more, because when he says those things, it makes me want to learn more and I don't want to say prove him wrong, but that's basically the point, was to prove him wrong, and it worked a lot of times. But from people, it's honestly going to be wearing the hijab and trying to dress more modestly, because when you say I'm doing something for health, I don't want to drink alcohol because, it's affecting my health. People, mashallah, you're health conscious. That's great. That's wonderful. But then you say I'm going to cover my body because, God told me to. It's in the Quran. It's a command from Allah to cover myself. And they go, oh, you're crazy. Why would you do that? Why would you oppress yourself? And it's just, well, tomato, tomato. Pace yourself. Don't go too slow. It took 6 years to get on my journey. But pace yourself. I see a lot of new Muslims, they come in and they go from 0 to 110. They change their name, they're wearing thobe, they're growing their beard, women suddenly want to wear, full himar. Within a year, they get burnout. And you'll see a lot of them leave, or they kind of like really back way off of their Islam. And it's like they almost do a 180. And it's like, just pace yourself. Like, do what you know you can do. If you can pray your 5, pray your 5. If you can wear your clothes a little more modestly and build up to wearing hijab, do it. Don't think you have to change who you are overnight. That's not the case at all. Be more open-minded. Alhamdulillah, I've been blessed, being lighter skinned, like they kind of accept me a little bit more. But I have a very strong, dominating personality sometimes. And a lot of the Muslim community is used to more quiet, timid women. Timid's probably not the best word, but to be more open-minded and to let us have our space in the community. I've seen lots of times where they try to open up like a convert group or convert space or activities, and then that stuff gets shut down. Or some masjids are just so far behind in welcoming and being open to converts. It's like, well, we've moved on to bigger and better things, and now you're trying to welcome us back, around Christmas time, and you want to give us gifts, and then they take you and you're the token white convert. And it's, be more open-minded. There's so much more to us than just being a convert, a white convert, black convert, a Malaysian convert, whatever the case is. Like, there's more to us. And just know that we have so much to offer as far as having an open heart, just being able to be there even for the children in the community. Some converts, they learn quickly. And 3, 4, 5 years, and they've memorized Quran, and they're working on their ijazah. But it's like, oh, well, you've only been Muslim for 5 years. Like, you couldn't know anything. Like, no, like give me the benefit of the doubt and let me show you what I can do. Ask questions. There's no dumb questions. I get it all the time. Oh, excuse me, I don't want to offend you. Or ask. I would rather you ask and it's something maybe I don't know that I then have to research. I will find you the answer. Or it's just a really simple, like, okay, this is why we do it. And I can tell you exactly where in Quran or Hadith or whatever it says that, this is why we do it. You're not going to offend us. Unless you're asking stuff about, like, that is truly offensive, about, like, terrorism and Taliban. It's like, I don't know anything about the Taliban. I can't help you with that. But, if you're asking why I wear hijab, or, did I change my name, or am I going to raise my children Muslim? Like, what's my favorite thing about Rasulullah, So I've been asked that. What's your favorite attribute of, Allah that you like, But just ask questions, because you never know which piece of information is going to be that final brick that brings you to your conversion, And even at least it'll make you more open and knowledgeable about Islam. So when you go back to your church or you go back to your friends and they ask you questions, why are you researching Islam? I just got questions. I want to know. I just want to know. So I would say, honestly, ask as many questions as possible.